Now on WTOL 11 Plus, the president-elect is filling top positions in his administration. We get a look at who he's tapped so far. Plus, today is Veterans Day, how an organization saluting the men and women who have served the country are celebrating.
Kaylee, we did get some rain over the course of the weekend. All that wet weather is now cleared out of the picture. We'll have a couple dry days before more wet weather returns. I'll have a preview of how much to expect and when it all arrives coming up in my hour-by-hour forecast. Back over to you, Kaylee.
Welcome into WTOL 11 News on Plus on this Veterans Day. I'm Kaylee Marentet. Thanks for joining us tonight. We honor veterans on this day every year to show our thanks to what they do to protect the country. But for one particular veteran, this year's commemoration will stand out from the rest. Silver Barker has the story.
Today is a big day for World War II vet 99-year-old Walter Hepf. But he doesn't know that yet.
We were able to award a full diploma from Calvert Catholic Schools that he doesn't know about yet. So we're going to surprise him with that today.
Calvert Catholic's head of school, Dr. Jeremy Marinas, says Hepf's daughter, Teresa Heurig, called the school asking for just an honorary diploma to give her father. But Dr. Marinas had a better idea in mind.
In the state of Ohio, if you leave high school and enter the service and are honorably discharged, you have earned a high school diploma. So he actually earned the high school diploma.
Hepf thinks he's just here at the elementary school for a ceremony in honor of Veterans Day, put on by the school, all leading up to the big moment.
It is our distinct honor and privilege to announce Mr. Walter Hepf as a graduate of Calvert High School.
A true surprise for Mr. Hepf. He sits in shock with a diploma in his hand, proving it's never too late to graduate.
And I'm never expected to graduate, but I never got done learning either.
Mr. Hepf left Calvert High School after his sophomore year to help his family farm. He was drafted into the U.S. Army in December of 1943, serving the country for 2 years before being honorably discharged. He married his wife in 1946, having 15 children. Hepf now has 39 grandchildren, 81 great-grandchildren, and 5 great-great-grandchildren. 2 of them go here to Calvert Catholic.
I think he's just a lifelong Seneca County resident who believes in strong morals, values, and it's just a true honor that we're able to bestow this distinction upon him today.
I'm excited, happy, because he's well deserved of this honor and a diploma.
Overwhelmed with gratitude to everybody that had anything to do with this.
Reporting in Tiffin, Silver Barker, WTOL 11.
Students at Longfellow Elementary School got a special visit for Veterans Day. The 180th Air National Guard stopped by to talk to kids about what this day means and how important it is to honor vets. Students sang songs and talked about the history of Veterans Day.
It's so important for our boys to girls to learn about veterans and what they've done for us and what they continue to do to serve our country and to make sure that we are safe here in the United States.
Some students even read poems to their class out loud about Veterans Day. Well, we are working to learn more details about a teen that was shot last night in West Toledo. Toledo police say it happened last night around 6:45 on Vermont Avenue. Officers say the victim is a 14-year-old. The police report states the victim told officers he was walking with 2 other people when someone started following them and then started shooting. The teen was hit in the leg and is in the hospital, expected to recover. Police are still investigating. We're learning more about the incident that caused the Franklin Park Mall to go into lockdown last Friday. According to a Toledo police report, officers responded to the mall for a report of an active shooter. Police say while on their way, officers were told the suspected shooters already took off. Before police arrived, mall security shut down the mall. A SWAT team arrived, and it was determined that a fight started inside the mall and made its way outside to the parking lot. That's where shots were fired. Several cars were hit by gunfire, but thankfully no one was injured. Later, police did a traffic stop on an involved vehicle in the shooting and brought someone in for questioning. It's unclear if any charges will be filed. One person is dead after a crash last night in North Toledo. It happened just after 9 o'clock at the corner of Manhattan and New York Avenue. Toledo police say a 56-year-old man was driving on New York when he ran through a stop sign and hit another car. A man died from his injuries. Police have not released any other details about the other driver. The owners of a chemical storage facility that the city of Toledo ordered to be evacuated this summer because of safety concerns is now arguing in court that the city isn't letting repairs be made. Omni Polymers has filed a motion of contempt against the city. According to court documents, it argues that an engineer went to the Nebraska Avenue building on Thursday to repair the sprinkler system, but a fire official denied him entry. No reason was given for him being refused entry, though court papers filed last week say the city has determined the roof was unsafe. The city believes the company is illegally discharging chemicals into the storm sewer system. An inspection found arsenic, mercury, zinc in the facility. The company asked for more money. President-elect Donald Trump is working to build his new administration before he heads back to the White House. He posted yesterday on Truth Social that he is naming former ICE Director Tom Homan to tackle immigration. CBS News also confirmed Stephen Miller as Deputy Director of Staff for Policy. Neither Homan nor Miller will need Senate confirmation, but the president-elect is pushing for the new Republican-controlled Senate to move quickly to confirm the rest of his cabinet. Readers of the Wall Street Journal found an article from one of Toledo's own this weekend. Michael Sandlin has more.
Josh Williams isn't surprised by the results of the election, but is surprised by what he's hearing from Democrats that's followed their defeat.
I just saw political pundits doubling down, saying that this is proof that America is misogynistic, that voters, especially minority voters, should self-evaluate and look internally as to why they selected a fascist like Donald Trump. Before they were dismissing the voice of minorities, but now they're actually dismissing their vote.
It was this frustration that led to Williams and his team reaching out to the Wall Street Journal, writing in his op-ed that he doesn't believe it was racism, misogyny, or fascism that led to Trump's victory, but rather it came down to Republicans having a message that spoke more clearly to the common man and the country's current struggles.
The Donald Trump campaign proposed solutions for everyday problems that Black Americans, just like every other American, are dealing with. Right? These are blue-collar workers that were struggling to put food on the table, struggling to pay their rent or their mortgage or their car note, provide for their children. And instead of getting solutions from the Harris Walz campaign, they were getting Megan Thee Stallion.
In his article, Williams wrote he believes Democrats are simply out of touch, saying that when he goes to his local barbershop here in town, they're not talking about identity politics, they're discussing Jeep jobs, inflation, and crime. And he says until Democrats change their messaging, focusing less on culture wars and more on ground-level issues, more and more of the minority vote will keep slipping away.
And don't just assume that we are going to vote as a bloc, because this presidential race demonstrated that minority votes in America can swing an election.
I reached out to local Democratic leaders to get their take on what Williams had to say. I was able to get on a call with Toledo City Council member Sir Sandra McPherson, who says she's still processing the results, but she doesn't claim to understand them.
The numbers are what they are. African-American young men that voted for Trump believe that they were better off when he was president. What that looks like, it is baffling to me.
Well, we're going to be looking at your forecast with quiet weather the next couple of days. For Tuesday, it's going to be a chilly feeling day. 30s out the door first thing in the morning. By Tuesday afternoon, some mixed clouds and sunshine. Overall, going to turn out to be a bright day, but a day that's going to take quite some time to even reach toward 50 degrees. So we'll climb through the 40s the majority of the afternoon. Wednesday, another day that's looking quite bright. More sunshine right around 53 degrees. And the next chance we're going to mix things up. Rain chances are going to be back as we get into Thursday. So that's going to be the next day of weather impact that we're going to be seeing rain work back into the area with highs in the 50s. We have that cooler feel you'd expect at this time of the year. So if you're out the door at any point this evening, dropping back through the 40s, grab the jacket. You'll need it tonight into tomorrow morning with a little frost that's going to be developing as we get into our Tuesday morning. A few clouds that'll drift overhead. Things have been quiet, though, over the course of the day. Today, the breeze was gusting about 30 to 35 miles per hour at times. Now, I do want to take you back to Sunday afternoon. And did you hear this? We had a few strong storms that roared across central and northern Michigan. For the most part, this resulted in some wind damage of winds of 40 to 50 miles per hour. But I do want to point your attention to this. Notice that there were 2 confirmed tornadoes up there in Michigan. The closest to our area of those 2 tornadoes was in Oakland County with winds to 70 miles per hour. That's just outside of Holly. And it was an EF0 tornado with a path of 1 mile. It was on the ground for about 60 seconds. Now, overall, things are going to be fairly quiet across our region. Above average temperatures is what we're looking at over the next 6 to 10 days, which will keep us well into the 50s. So quick look at that trend is going to show low to mid 50s. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday could get a few days into the weekend, upper 50s to near 60, and we'll settle back in the mid 50s even as we get into next week. One thing in the midst of that 10-day forecast, we're going to be looking at the full moon that's going to be arriving. It's this Friday, November 15th. The full Beaver moon will rise at 4:49 and set at 8:31 as we get into your Saturday morning. Bus stop forecast, cooler start to the morning, mid-30s as you head out the door. Of course, dark and early. If it's that bus stop before about 7:15, the sun isn't even up yet. Cool into the afternoon, mid-40s, and the breeze, it will have a chilly feel to it, close to 50 after school. Now, I mentioned rain chances. Yes, we're going to be dry Tuesday and into Wednesday. Here comes the hour-by-hour forecast. Warm front lifting into the area. This is going to be Wednesday night. In fact, closer to about midnight that we get that chance of rain into the area. So here's that clock rolling from midnight into early Thursday morning, and you will wake up with a warm front nudging into the area. Likely chance of rain Thursday morning with this area of low pressure. Cold front's going to slide closer to the area, which will bring out a few additional showers into Thursday afternoon and into Thursday evening. So the plan as we get into Tuesday, it is going to be a cool start to the day, mid to upper 30s, mixed clouds and sunshine. By the time we reach the afternoon, we climb through the upper 40s to near 50, a very traditional November feeling day. Right around 50 Tuesday, Wednesday, lower 50s, mid 50s Thursday. That's that next chance of rain. That's going to be most likely Thursday morning. Dry weather Friday and into Saturday. A few stray showers on Sunday into the weekend, right around 60, and then staying right around the mid-50s as we get into early next week. Kaylee, we'll send it back out to you.
All right, thanks, Chris. As many chain pharmacies are closing doors, one is opening in Toledo. The Sylvania Family Pharmacy had a grand opening for its second storefront this weekend. It's located in Toledo on Monroe and West Lasky. The owners say with many chains closing in the Glass City, they wanted to expand their business to better serve the community. Sylvania Family Pharmacy is open Monday through Saturday. The original Glendale Garden Cafe building will soon be back on the market. The building, which is on the corner of Detroit and Glendale, is next to Kroger, and it's being refurbished. Owners told WTOL 11 today that repairs are being done to the building before it's put up for sale. The restaurant served the community at this location for decades before moving down the street. You may remember the most recent building was destroyed in a fire in 2023. It's about that time of year for people to start thinking about where to get their Christmas tree. The National Christmas Tree Association tells us we should expect no significant changes to wholesale prices on Christmas trees. When it comes to the best time to buy, Tim O'Connor says it's best to buy one the weekend after Thanksgiving or later on if you want a cheaper pre-cut tree.
If people want to bargain, they wait till later, and the lot operator will consider, gosh, I need to sell a tree. I might price it cheaper because I'm holding whatever inventory I have left and the clock's ticking. But if you want most choice, you need to go out those first 2 weekends and participate when the tree volume is at its peak.
So while the drought won't affect wholesale prices of trees themselves, businesses like White House Christmas Tree Farm will be dealing with higher costs of running the business. The Toledo Zoo Lights Before Christmas is back for another year.